Ashes, Rise of the Phoenixborn 2, Ashes Reborn, which was a revised edition of the first edition of the game, and actually was able to come with an upgrade pack that made all your old cards that were not compatible with the new version of rules compatible. So this is not compatible with the original game completely, but it did have an upgrade pack. Also, box not pictured because I couldn't find it, and this is just my storage box of it. And from Ashes Reborn came the system Ashes Red Rains, which offered a lot of co-op scenarios and different ways to play with the Ashes Reborn system. And then, in 2025, it transitioned to Ashes Ascendancy, the next era of the Ashes saga. Now, this version actually is compatible with the Ashes Reborn. So again, it's not compatible with the original Ashes board game, or I guess card game, but Ashes Ascendancy is the next evolution of the game. Now, with Ashes Ascendancy comes a new era of the game, which is not technically a full third version of the game, or fourth if you count the co-op as a third version, but it is a streamlined version of the Ashes Reborn rules and Red Rains rules to make it approachable for newcomers and also offer things for veterans. There's new magic types, new Phoenixborn, new monsters, spells, etc. But going forward, this will be how the game is presented for now, and the old stuff will become print on demand, and it will also be available while retailers have the older stuff in stock. But we're moving towards this era of the game now. This one is not compatible with the original Ashes. It's compatible with the Ashes Reborn. But let's take a look at the Kickstarter for Ashes Ascendancy. Now, first up, I got the storage box. This is a beefy, big square, and it has room, they say, for everything that's out so far, with room for future releases. And just a side comparison, here it is compared to my current storage solution, which I think is a 5,000 card box, a few of the expansion boxes, and, weirdly, Ninja Turtles Unmatched Adventures. Now, what exactly is Ashes? Well, it is a cooperative or competitive game where two or more Phoenixborn use spells, monsters, and abilities to try and defeat the others, or to defeat a general threat. So it is a interchangeable kind, it's not really deck building because you're not live building it, but it is a constructible deck card game where you can make your own deck, use pre-constructed decks, or, follow scenarios and things like that. But it is a card-based battle game that also uses dice to determine what you can do on your turn. Speaking of the dice, these are the current schools of magic in this game and the dice that represent them. Illusion, Natural, Divine, Sympathy, more Divine, because I needed to fill it out and make it look nice, Charm, Time, Artifice, Ceremonial, and Astral. So, there's currently 9 sets of dice magic. Each die from every school of magic has the basic symbol. Then each version has a different class symbol, according to their school. And then each school has a unique power symbol on the die. And you use these symbols to be able to cast spells, use abilities, and do other effects during the game. And what you roll denotes what you can do. I also got this premium token bag because I just liked the plastic tokens offerings. I usually don't go for an aesthetic-only upgrade. I like actual gameplay changes, expansions, and unique things. But I guess I just went for it with these things. Now, taking a look inside the actual storage box. Let's see how this looks. It has this stuff inside it that I hate. Well, the initial reaction is it's got some handles to lift out the top part here. It's got a few token trays, so you can store and organize the tokens, the dice, and it looks like it comes with some dividers of what currently exists. Now, Smash Up started doing this late in the game, and they still provided the dividers in the actual expansion packs, so I hope that Plaid Hat takes note and offers that as well. Oh, very neat. On the divider for the actual Phoenixborn, it looks like you have a deck list, a standard deck list, so that's cool. And then in the bottom are 4 trays that store your collection. Now, currently I can lift this box quite easily. If it's anything like my legendary Marvel deck building game or Smash Up expansions and storage, that's not going to be too easy forever. Now, I'm not quite sure if I did something different while putting the lid back on, but now, even the box being empty, I can't really put the lid back on. It pops back up. And as you can see here from a side view, I don't have anything in it. It just is not going back on quite as smoothly. Yeah, no, I'm not going to force that. So, I don't know if anybody else who got this box is going to have a similar problem, but it seems I can't line it up again. Now, just a quick side note here to show you how useful a box like this actually is. This is the current, up-to-date entirety of the Smash Up card deck combining game. I don't know. But this is the bigger, geekier box because there is a big, geeky box that does not store everything, but this is their current biggest box they have. Also note, this one not shutting as well completely. But let's take a look inside just so you can see what an entire collection looks like in a box like this. This one not shutting is fault of me, though, because I put all of the rulebooks that I have in here as well. You don't need that necessarily. However, similar to Ashes, you have the top part, which has these handles so that you can lift out the trays, whoops, make a giant mess and ruin your collection. And here is what everything sleeved with dividers currently looks like sitting in here. There's plenty of room for future Smash Up expansions. Side note, this game is coming back after a hiatus with some new factions and stuff, starting, I believe, in 2026. There was a Kickstarter in 2025. Anyway, this is about Ashes, not Smash Up. But this is what a storage box can do for you. So I look forward to putting my collection in the Ashes box and seeing how nice and neat it makes my game shelves look. Alright, so this Kickstarter came with the Ashes Ascendancy starter set. Let's take a look at the back of the box before we take a look inside the box. Side note, this is probably my favorite artwork so far from this game because rock monsters and underwater monsters and things like that are awesome to me. Coming 2026 to Heroescape. And here is a look at the underside of the box. 14 age plus game, 1 to 2 players, 30 to 60 minutes average time. I don't know if those have ever been accurate because my games usually run long. But anyway, it advertises the ways to play, player versus player, grab one of the 2 included player decks, and battle head-to-head against a friend, or build your collection of cards and craft the perfect deck to ensure victory, or solo versus the Dragonborn. Face Skatha Kalani, a vicious Dragonborn, and put your deck to the ultimate test. Solo mode means you can jump into Ash's action anytime you want. And 2 players versus the Dragonborn. Team up with a friend and battle Skatha together. Dragonborn scale to 2 players, giving you an epic conflict that will leave you both fighting for your lives. So wait a second. It says that you can fight the Dragonborn, but Skatha Kalani is a herald of the coming Dragonborn. So which is it? Tell me, Skatha! What do you do? Opening the box, immediately you are met with a player versus player quick start guide that'll break down how to play the game just enough so you can grab the pre-constructed decks and start. And by quick start, they mean 15 small print full color pages with visual diagrams on how this game operates. Then after that, you have the comprehensive rulebook, version 1.0. On the back is a reference guide to the different magics and what they do. And then inside is visual examples, rules, breakdowns, frequently asked questions, and examples of how the game plays. This one is 31 pages, 32 if you count the reference, 33 if you count the cover. Underneath that is your standard token sheet, fun to punch out, satisfying, and sometimes people fight over who gets to punch stuff out, which is strange. And then you have a second token sheet. Inside you have this cardboard. Oop, nope, that's a punch-out mat. Well, it's a play mat with now a hole in it. It punches out, but there is your play mat. Useless side note, I did not go for play mats because I don't really need the play mats. I have so many games that I infrequently play that getting the neoprene play mats are not worth it for some of them. But I was also wrong earlier when I said there were 9 schools of magic. There's 10, 11. Oh, we already went over that one. There's 10, but I believe that this is Skatha, the Herald of the Dragonborn's set of dice, so possibly still correct about 9. In fact, I think even some of these are just for Dragonborn and not for players, because the ones for players have a lot more. So, I'm wrong. Just ignore that earlier information. It's incorrect. Now, some of the cards are your magic reference cards. And also inside is a little example of how much Plaid Hat Games and Colby Dotch care about the players. Inside this box is an errata pack, which comes with cards that has received official errata. So if you have a collection that's established, you can replace those cards. If you don't have a collection that's established, well, now these will tempt you into buying more expansions. So it works multiple ways. I'm not going to go over the errated cards because I just want to show off the new stuff. Now, inside my card pack, which may be different than the actual game because I got a Kickstarter version of the game, there may be stretch goals in here. So if your version of the game does not come with this, it may well not be a Kickstarter version. But I had 2, it looks like promo or alternate art or just different than what normally comes in this set. Phoenixborn. We have Rowan Umberend and Audette Diamondcrest. It just looks like guest artists to me. Then you have your reference cards for the players to remember the phases of play and how they all work. Then you have your main villain, Skatha Kalani, Dragonborn, adorned of feathers, Herald of the Dragonborn. So you're heralding yourself. And then we've got some cards that denote the behaviors of the Dragonborn. Then you have the cards that represent what the Dragonborn does in the Dragonborn's deck. Side note, and really not important to you at all, but these smell great. They smell like that new board game smell, just freshly opened. And it's a smell that will fade over time, and I will forget what it smells like until another game comes out that provides it. But here are the Dragonborn's cards. Another unimportant side note for you is I tend to talk like LGR Lazy Game Reviews. Like, he has a certain cadence and delivery to his voice, and I adopt that unknowingly, but that I watch so many of his videos. So yeah, you can go check out LGR if you like classic computing, classic games, video games, etc. It's a cool channel. Then we have one of the 2 Phoenixborn offered in this box. Most likely the one I would prefer to play is Aaron Frostpeak, or Aaron Frostpeak, Phoenixborn of the Frostwild Summit. And then we have his deck of cards, which I don't know what any of them do. I'm just kind of giving a visual for people who like to pause or read, and because I'm always accused of never showing anything inside the boxes that I unbox. And the last of the cards in that deck. Then the other Phoenixborn on offer is Issa Brightmore, Phoenixborn of Emeridia. And here are some cards from Issa's deck. And just like the other Phoenixborn, I'm only showing the one with the spellbook art. These are the pile of spells that they have in their deck. So there's different versions of that card. It's all not just Summon Spark Drone. Anyway, there's these ones as well. Core Supplier. I don't know what that guy does, but just by that artwork, I feel like facing him is going to be an annoyance. Like he's going to do something constantly that you're like, man, I wish that guy would just die. But I could be wrong. And look at that. Thunder what? Thunder Hulk. And we all know Hulk is the best. Not biased at all. Galactus has an arm, it just fell off. And then the Artifice Magic reference card. And that was a look inside the Kickstarter version of the Ashes Ascendancy starter set. This game is still being actively produced and just entering this new era. So you can get more from Plaid Hat Games, or you can also go to Team Covenant and sign up for a subscription service to this game, so you can just get sent the new expansions as they come out.